Surely you've heard of the two geniuses Phineas and Ferb. Have you ever thought that behind this colorful cartoon lies some truly chilling theories? I rewatched the show and noticed some fascinating details. Hit that subscribe and like button to explore more together. 1. Candace and Phineass Dad is a horrible person, and he's not. Doof. Candace has shown an unusually intense obsession with catching her brothers, but her troubled childhood likely shaped her current personality. There's a theory suggesting Doofenshmirtz might be her biological father, yet he clearly doesn't fit the mold of a good parent. In contrast, Doof treats his daughter Vanessa with boundless love, always showering her with affection and care. Phineas and Ferb, being a family-friendly, lighthearted show, tends to leave darker details ambiguous. However, through the careful crafting of its characters, we can still infer the traits of those figures who remain unmentioned. The creator's reluctance to reveal his identity, coupled with the family's complete erasure of his existence, lacking any mentioned photos or relatives on his side, hints at a painful past. The absence of his last name, with the children carrying Linda's maiden name, suggests he either never married Linda or she changed their names to sever ties. Whether he died or abandoned the family, his departure unmourned by Linda and unmissed by the children. Evidence of his abusiveness emerges through Candace's behavior and flashbacks. In the episode Nerds of a Feather, a young Candace, teary-eyed and alone watching TV, hints at parental conflict, likely arguments involving her father. This trauma, endured during her sensitive early years up to age 7, contrasts with Phineas's upbringing, who was too young, likely under one, to remember him, and grew up in a loving home with stepfather Lawrence. Candace's strictness, obsession with justice, and loss of creativity, evident in her shift from a joyful child with big dreams to a rule-enforcing teen, suggest her father crushed her spirit with harsh discipline. Her attachment to her Ducky Momo plushie symbolizes a refuge from this pain, explaining her emotional guardedness and need for approval. Linda's kinder approach to Candace's antics, avoiding the harshness of her first husband, reflects an effort to heal her daughter's scars. Lawrence, as a stepfather, provided the stability their biological father lacked, proving family is defined by love, not blood. While the theory remains speculative, the lack of positive traces of this man aligns with an abusive legacy, possibly worse than Doofenshmirtz's parents. It's striking how Candace Flynn and Dr. Doofenshmirtz handle their childhood traumas differently. Candace rarely mentions her biological father or early years, seemingly detached from those memories. In contrast, Doof frequently recounts his painful past. Both endured emotional neglect at a young age, Candace likely from her absent father Doof from his unloving parents. Candace's loving stepfamily, including supportive stepfather Lawrence and stepbrothers Phineas and Ferb, despite her busting obsession, provides a nurturing environment. This support, absent in Doof's youth, likely helps Candace cope, even if she has unresolved issues. Her fixation on busting her brothers suggests lingering anxiety, but her family's warmth offers a foundation for healing, promising a healthier adulthood. Doof, however, remains trapped by his past. While he showers his daughter Vanessa with the affection he craved, he never addresses his own wounds, perpetuating his emotional turmoil. Candace's story hints at resilience through connection, while Doof's underscores the cost of unhealed trauma. 2. Jeremy's feelings for Candace is fake. Jeremy Johnson, the charming boyfriend of Candace Flynn in Phineas and Ferb, may not be the wholesome teen he appears. A compelling theory posits he's not actually into Candace, feigning affection to exploit Phineas and Ferb's inventive genius. Their relationship official just 18 days into summer. Jeremy barely knew Candace, who had to introduce him to her friend Stacy at the beginning of the season. Yet despite Candace's erratic behavior, like stalking Jeremy, insulting his sister Susie, and public humiliations like mimicking a gorilla, Jeremy remains unfazed, forgiving her instantly. This tolerance seems less like love and more like a calculated act. The theory ties Jeremy's sudden interest to Phineas and Ferb's burgeoning fame for their summer inventions, which attract opportunists. Jeremy, possibly guided by his engineer father, recognizes the boys' creations as a goldmine. In Nerdy Dancing, he subtly coerces the boys into building a dancing exoskeleton, revealing manipulative tendencies. Further suspicion arises in Not My Problem, where Jeremy presents a safe containing a chewed pencil claiming it's Candace's from grade school. The story's holes right here. Candace's lack of memory and their age difference suggest it's a lie to bolster his perfect image. Jeremy's motive stems from his grueling jobs and desire for an easy life, contrasting Candace's ambition. By marrying into the family, he could repeatedly profit from the boys' inventions, securing financial ease. He never aids Candace's attempts to bust her brothers, maintaining favor with both sides. I propose that Jeremy has dated multiple girls before, but Candace stands out as the only one undeterred by his menacing little sister, Susie. Jeremy is fully aware of Susie's cruel and manipulative nature, yet feels powerless to curb her behavior. However, Candace boldly confronts him about Susie's malevolence, unafraid to call out her actions. Jeremy is genuinely impressed by Candace's fierce determination to hold her own brothers Phineas and Ferb accountable, seeing parallels in her resolve to manage chaos. This strength and tenacity make Candace uniquely appealing to him. However, when the group met adult Candace and her children, Jeremy was nowhere to be found. 3. Linda definitely knew Linda Flynn Fletcher, the seemingly oblivious mother in Phineas and Ferb, may be a master manipulator who knows all about her son's wild inventions. Linda always misses the evidence, dismissing her daughter's detailed accounts as fantasy. Yet with the boys' projects captivating Danville, appearing on news, and involving locals, it's unlikely no one ever tipped Linda off. Episodes like Agent Doof show her denying clear proof, like a photo of baby Phineas and Ferb, suggesting she's hiding the truth. The theory argues Linda's antique store can't sustain the family's lavish lifestyle. Instead, she capitalizes on Candace's rants, possibly writing books or comedy routines to fund cooking classes and vacations. She fuels Candace's obsession by encouraging her to monitor the boys, ensuring a steady stream of stories. Delving deeper, Linda's past as pop star Lindana ended by Candace's birth fuels a vendetta. She funds the boys' initial projects like their roller coaster and takes credit for their scientific breakthroughs hinted at by her secret astrophysics background in Face Your Fear. Phineas and Ferb, complicit in this scheme, gaslight Candace by hiding inventions, exacerbating her distress. Linda's rare anger, as in, she's the mayor, occurs when the boys fail to hide inventions, disrupting her plan to torment Candace. This chilling theory paints Linda as a vengeful mother, possibly even disposing of Candace's father, whose absence is conspicuous. While speculative, the evidence for Linda's denials, financial discrepancies, and the boys' complicity suggests a dark conspiracy to drive Candace to the brink. 4. Candace knows about Perry's secret. In the Ballad of Badbeard, Candace, affected by orange moss, sees Perry wearing a fedora, receiving orders from Monogram, and helps him against Doofenshmirtz. Although told it was a hallucination, she later sees Perry chasing Doofenshmirtz in Leave the Busting to Us, strengthening her suspicions. In Does This Duckbill Make Me Look Fat?, Candace swaps bodies with Perry and likely discovers his gadgets, such as a grappling gun, which she accurately depicts in her Wizard of Odd dream, vividly recreating Perry's secret agent life. The climax occurs in Where's Perry?, where Candace witnesses Perry and other fedora-wearing animal agents battling robots, confirming her beliefs. Her frustration grows as others ignore Perry's journey across the Atlantic to find Phineas and Ferb. Why does she stay silent? She may fear being labeled crazy due to her wild stories about her brothers, or her obsession with busting Phineas and Ferb might overshadow Perry's secret. Perry may suspect she knows, staying close to her, perhaps recalling his nightmare in Phineas and Ferb Get Busted, where her revelation leads to his relocation. This theory suggests Candace's silence comes from strategic timing or distraction, not ignorance. Her experiences from hallucinations to real battles strongly indicate she has uncovered Perry's double life, adding depth to her character in this fascinating Phineas and Ferb narrative. These twists reframe beloved characters, suggesting darker motives behind their actions. From Candace's resilience against childhood trauma to Doofenshmirtz's unhealed wounds, the show's cheerful facade hides complex emotional layers. Whether it's Linda gaslighting Candace or Jeremy exploiting the boy's genius, these theories challenge our perceptions, adding intrigue to Danville's summer. What do you think? Share your thoughts below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button if you resonate.
Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, drop a comment below. And please like, share and subscribe my channel.